You're listening to Sexpert with me, Renee, where we say words like piece of shit, motherfucker, cocksucker, cunt. We get so dirty that even your mother's soap bar can't clean our mouths. You've been warned.
Welcome to Sexpert with Mia Renee, where we talk everything sex. Get ready for awkward topics, inappropriate jokes, foul language, and a little bit of education. We are no doctors, just young adults looking to inform our generation about sex so they can live healthier, naughtier lives. I'm Mia Renee, your host. Are you ready?
Welcome to our first mini episode, everybody. This is a new concept that we have kind of created in order to bring you guys more content, even though we're all busy off at school. So many episodes is going to be a chance for the listeners and everyone to give their input on things, and it's where we will be including quotes from people other than us and be discussing those quotes on certain topics. Today's episode is all about pubes and pubic hair, and holy shit, am I excited. Mason, how are you doing?
I'm doing wonderful.
That's so great. No, your cat is not doing so well.
That's true.
Not doing so hot.
To make up for it, my neighbor's cat just came to say hello to me through my window.
That's so precious. You're just like a pussy magnet or something. Yeah,
Well,
like it's great.
I think they're friends. Because
Okay.
they look at each other through the window.
That's precious. I
they're
love
adorable.
cats so much. It's great. But speaking of cats and pussies, today it's all about pubes, and we have 8 different quotes from 8 different people, some of which are anonymous because they don't want, I guess, people knowing that they're talking about their pubes or something. I don't know. I willingly talk about my pubes to anybody, you know. I'm sure I've had conversations with my grandmother about it. I mean, I FaceTimed my grandmother the other day for her birthday, and she was naked. So, like, I was just like, well, happy 77th, Grandma, and put on a damn shirt.
Thing.
Yeah. So, shall we get started with these quotes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So, they're actually on my website, miareneecole.com. And the article is titled 6 People Give Their Opinions on Pubic Hair. We left out 2 quotes to kind of bait you guys into listening to this episode. Haha, did you see what we did there? So, first quote is, it's from Anonymous. So creative. And she says, I like how I look when I'm shaved, but it is too much work, and I'm lazy, so I rarely ever do. I think it's weird when guys shave, but at the same time, I don't like body hair. So have fun figuring that out, boys.
That's so relatable.
Right? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Honestly, it's just, I get that. I do. That's
Yeah.
me, even.
Well, I mean, you were telling me how you're so fucking hairy.
That's true.
Like,
It's not, well, let's be fair. It's not that there's a lot of hair. It's that it's
it's
dark.
just like, it's like a small forest.
Yeah, it's like my inner thighs, my stomach, a little bit on my chest, around my nipples, and then my genitals, like my taint and everything, just black hair. But like, yeah, right? But then like, as it goes like from my inner thigh down towards like closer to my feet, it like transitions into blonde, regular, normal hair.
That's
So like,
so
in order to
weird.
like really not look like an idiot with a bald spot on his dick whenever I shave, I have to shave my chest, my stomach, my legs, and my genitals, and it's the worst.
Oh my god.
I
See,
know.
a lot of people think that your pubic hair is the same color as your regular hair, and
It's not.
It's not, because you know you're blonde, and right, you're blonde, and I always feel weird just assuming people's hair color. It's kind of like assuming their gender, like, because some people, it's like you'll assume their hair color and you'll be like, oh, it's black, and they're like, it's dark brown. So like, I don't want to offend anybody here, but yeah, it's like completely different colors. Yeah, so I totally feel you on that, Anonymous. It's just a pain in the ass, but it's like you want your other partner, you know, to do it too. So it's like you might as well do it type deal. And then we had Hannah say, hers is a little bit longer, but she said, I shave and I find that I'm definitely more attracted to being with people who shave as well. I think it gives me some illusion of extra self-care and cleanliness in a subtle way, but it's never mattered enough to make me think differently of the partners I've been with who don't shave at all. I'm not really attracted to hairy guys, though, she added. Even if I were to go months and months without having a partner, I shave my body because I like it that way, and I feel like that shouldn't have to do with anyone else's views. I think it makes me feel like my life is a little more organized. I agree with Hannah 100% on this point.
I do as well. Even though I also agree with the first quote.
Yeah. Oh, no, definitely. Like, I agree with both of them. I think I probably side a little bit more with Hannah because I still shave even though, you know, even if or when I'm not having sex type deal, you know, I still like to be shaved. It makes me feel more put together. It's more comfortable for me. I like the way it looks better. Just things like that. But at the same time, I accept it as a pain in my ass to do it.
Yeah. That's like, I think, you know, as I think we've discussed, I trim.
Yeah.
For lack of a better word. And I guess that's not the same as shaving. And I do that because it's easier than shaving. But I think it's sort of the similar formula. Because, as we're going to see in another quote, there are also some drawbacks to being fully shaven that I also happen to agree with. So it's like, for me, just trimming is like a good balance.
Right. Yeah, and I was actually about to like kind of segue with that into our next quote from Austin, who he said, "I prefer trimmed but not clean shaved. I think too much hair is difficult and can quote unquote get in the way, but clean shaved seems almost unnatural to me." And a lot of people think that, honestly, which has always been kind of surprising to me because I guess I always assumed that people preferred others to be completely shaven just because that's how I am. I prefer completely cleanly shaved. But like, you know, other people think it makes someone look less mature or makes them look like a child in a sense. And therefore there's like no, I guess, attractiveness there or just almost kind of a repulsion.
Yeah. And so like, you know, after you shave and then it's like a day or two later and like the stubble's starting to appear, or if you're like me, it's already there because you're a fucking freak.
You already have like a complete bush 2 days later.
Yeah, and it's like if you like the hair is rough. It's like sandpapery.
Yeah.
And then you have sex? Oh my god, that's the worst.
Yeah.
It hurts.
So like for a male having sex with a female who is I need like more of a perspective from you.
I think for both parties it can be annoying.
Yes.
But for me as well, not so much her stubble, you know, hurting me, but more or less my own stubble and my own skin being sensitive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And it just, don't get me wrong, you know, with the trade-off of having sex, it's not a big deal, but it's still just one of those details.
But at the same time, it's like that stubble is so hard. You have to let it grow out more than that if you want it to be completely shaven again.
Right.
If you do try to go behind it and completely shave, then you get like razor burn or something like that, which is crazy. Anyway, man, I wish I could just talk all about shaving right now. That will be saved for another episode of Sexpert. Now, for quote number 4, it's also from Anonymous because these people are fucking pussies. And it says, "I do shave, but I think there is too much pressure on women to shave all the time. It's a little obsessive to always be expected to be perfectly smooth. I don't like guys to shave. I mean, I don't want a mouth full of hair when I'm giving a blowjob, but clean shaven just looks like a porn star, and that's not attractive."
Damn.
I don't think she wrote it as condescendingly as I just read it, but I'm like a little drama nerd, so I have to add in a little bit of sass. We got to keep people entertained here. And I thought the porn star reference was really interesting here because for some reason I think of porn star, I think of Ron Jeremy, and like we all know Ron Jeremy don't shave. Like we all know that. So I'm just like, interesting.
Dude, he was the fucking man when he was younger, by the way.
He was like, Like, I mean, like, he's definitely not attractive now, but even then I look back and he still wasn't super attractive to me. I guess it's the fact that he looks like a carpet.
He's just like, that stereotypical dude, though.
Oh, he's just so hairy.
He is.
Like, he is just, and like, granted, my boyfriend's really hairy, but at least my boyfriend's blonde, okay? Ron Jeremy's like Italian or some shit. Like, he is like dark fucking hair. It's like the Forbidden Forest. It's too much.
So, the second to last quote on your blog or website, I apologize.
Whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. Chris, good old Chris, says, I shave pubes completely for special occasions, more as an act of preparation, self-care, and cleanliness for myself than for my partner. I don't care either way whether my partner is shaven or unshaven. In fact, I might even say I have a slight preference for unshaven body hair / pubic hair because it is an indicator of one's own comfort with their body as it is. And I also do agree with that, which is weird. I agree with all of these on such a dynamic way, right? More or less. But I don't know. Is there really one way or another that you can absolutely prefer? Just being 100% honest.
Like, prefer someone shaven or unshaven?
Yeah, and then also yourself. I think I don't know. I really don't know,
I'm
Mia.
trying to think of the people I've had sex with. And I think only one of them was unshaven.
I think, as we'll see.
But he was trimmed.
Right.
But it was still, but he also had like an incredibly small dick. Like he was like part like Filipino. So he was like Asian.
I'm not going to make a joke.
I'm sorry. You can do it. We're not that politically correct.
I was just going to say doesn't surprise me. But
yeah,
I was just going to be an ass.
So it was just kind of like, I didn't feel him in me, but I felt his pubes on my clit.
That's a thing?
And because like the position we were in, my legs were really spread. So, and he was just ramming himself into me, trying to get deeper because he only had his fucking 4 inches or something. And it was just, and I even got home that night and was like, they were like pubes. I was pulling them out of my vagina. Like they were just kind of like, I was like, oh. So I guess I would prefer someone without pubes. Or if they had pubes, a dick long enough so their pubes aren't touching me.
Are we ever going to talk about that? We're going to talk about small dicks at one point, right?
Oh my god, we need to.
Right?
Why have I not thought of that?
I know plenty of people who I can talk to about small dicks. Plenty of opinions and quotes I can get. In fact, I can talk to 2 people.
Small dicks?
Yeah, 2 of the people who I already used quotes for this episode also probably have small dicks. One of them confirmed.
One of them confirmed.
One of them has even seen my dick, honestly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it was an accident.
What are you, fucking homo? Jesus Christ.
It was an accident.
It was
changing clothes.
How is seeing someone's dick an accident?
Well, he was at my house and my door was open and I was changing clothes and I just happened to walk by and fucking saw my dick. Oh, peni. At least in my experience, my penis does not float in water.
Oh my god.
But it's very light and slightly buoyant when it's kind of moved around.
Okay, so I asked this on a previous episode. Or no, did I just ask you? I can't remember. I asked Mason. I don't remember if it was on an episode or anything. But I asked him if penises floated when guys took baths. What the fuck is the English language? If penises float in the bathtub. And, I mean, this is why we have this podcast, is to find out fucking answers to questions like that. And so you said it was, like, very buoyant, but it didn't completely float.
Yeah, like in my experience, like, you know how you always hear about the crazy story of like a wife cutting her husband's dick off? If she did that to you and she throws it in the water, you're going to have to go diving for it.
It's not going to sink? Oh, it's going to...
No, it is. It's not going to float around on the surface.
So, I guess there's no in between.
Yeah. But like you said, it's very buoyant. Of course, it's attached to me, thankfully. So it's kind of like not necessarily floating, but it's not super eager to sink at the same time.
Were you hard?
But it doesn't float. No.
I'm wondering if it's different if you're hard.
I don't think it moves if you're hard.
I guess because it's like, it's the same matter and everything. So I guess it's like, it wouldn't be different. But
I think it gets heavier though, because don't get me wrong, I don't even know how an erection works, and I have them all the time. But in my experience, if I'm correct, it's because blood flows to the penis or something like that.
Right.
So that would make it heavier. So I don't think at that point it would float at all. I think it would just sink because it's just like a little bit heavier.
Do you want to get hard and take a bath?
I don't think it would move, honestly, because like when the dick is hard, it doesn't really, move because it's hard.
I should bring people in for an experiment.
Okay, Mia.
I think it would be ethical enough. What do you think?
Yeah,
All right.
honestly.
Okay.
Anyways.
Quote number 6.
Okay, so this is from Anonymous. It says, I used to shave a whole bunch when I was in cross country. We used to poke fun at the other guys if they had a nasty, unkept jungle down there until they cleaned it up. Only problem for me is that I'm prone to ingrown hairs, so I don't shave as often down there. I have a beard that I usually trim. I recently trimmed my happy trail for the first time, and that was a magical experience.
Magical experience.
This screams to me. Because he's Cuban, right? He has that black hair, and he's hairy.
Yeah. Thanks for that. I'm going to have to bleep that out now.
Nah.
Will I not? We'll see.
This person is literally me, because I have to do that. I have to trim, I have a beard, and I don't shave down there all the time. Ingrown hairs? Nah. I don't have like a whole lot of issues with stuff like that. But like, I get why they would want to trim.
A lot of times, it depends on what you're using to shave and how you're shaving. Mm-hmm. Like, I have very sensitive skin. For the longest time, I did use just a regular, just like razor, like one you use on your legs. Women on my pubes. That sounded really uneducated, but whatever. But then I switched to an electric razor and shave more like dry now, instead of in the shower. But I like do it after a shower and make sure everything's exfoliated. And, I'm just more cautious and careful about it now. Mm-hmm. And have really benefited from it. However, I do have scarring from past with shaving, with like ingrown hairs and stuff, because I do have very sensitive skin.
How does that really work? Because I've never, is it
an
almost
ingrown
like,
hair?
Yeah, is it almost like a pockmark, like the scar it leaves?
Welcome to my life. So ingrown hairs, basically it's like when you cut a hair, but you kind of cut the skin at the same time, I think. And don't quote me on this, anybody. But basically it starts growing almost, like the skin starts growing over the little stubble of hair.
Yeah.
So a lot of pressure builds there, and it's not amazing.
It doesn't sound very amazing.
It's not something you can really easily get rid of, especially if you don't notice it soon enough, because this bubble of skin grows over it. So it looks like kind of like a zit or something, which is obviously what you really want down by your vagina. But it does that, and I should mention I never got these like on the outside lips of my vagina or anything. It's always up that little triangle area. But and like kind of like acne scarring, if you mess with them too much or they get too irritated, it kind of leaves a little mark. And so that's kind of just what I have. It's like almost like a skin discolor. It's like a little faint kind of red. Like it's not that big of a deal, but it's there. So it's like kind of like acne scarring in that sense. So that's how that happens. And there have been a couple times where I've gotten ingrown hairs just from shaving my legs or from shaving, my pubes, or from, I don't really get them from waxing anything, but, and if you're able to catch it before the skin grows completely over it, usually you can get like a pair of tweezers and kind of just pull the hair out from under the skin, and immediately like the pressure's released, and it's amazing.
Okay, the more you know. I have, full disclosure, I have had one zit in my entire lifetime on the shaft of my penis.
Oh, on the shaft of your penis? Yep. Oh my god.
It was very, it was not fun.
What?
Yeah, because I popped it. I couldn't leave it there.
How do you get a zit on your dick?
I don't know. Were
you sexually active?
Oil-based lube, I bet.
Oh, yeah, I bet. And the contraption of air and that, yeah.
That's my only theory.
God,
but it only happened once.
Did you have sex with it?
Did I what?
Did you have sex with it while it was on your dick?
No.
Or did you try to like masturbate with it while it was on your dick?
That was how I found
wondering,
it.
Yeah, oh shit. And I bet, did it hurt?
It was very sore. Once I found it, I kind of immediately took care of it because it developed very rapidly. So it was like instantly ready to go. So I just kind of like did what I could to get rid of it, and it subsided very quickly.
Jesus.
Yeah, not fun.
Did you like flip out?
No, I wasn't worried. I mean, I figured it's like, okay, I mean, I guess a zit can pretty much show up anywhere, and I guess that's really true, and it never happened again, so I'm not, not worried about it.
In
No.
most cases, like with guys I know, they like flip shit when something happens to their dick. Like, they lose their shit.
There was one time, and it was really weird, but like, just underneath the head of my penis, the skin just got incredibly dry.
Oh, yeah.
For weeks at a time, and like it would peel off and it would bleed, and like it happened for like a month straight, and I almost went to the doctor until I started noticing it going away.
Yeah.
And again, that's only happened once. I have no idea what it was. It's incredibly annoying, but I guess genital issues is another thing for another day.
Definitely. But it would be a good episode, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So what are our last two quotes, Mason?
So the third quote I have is, shaving your pubes is like shaving your face, because even though people won't necessarily be looking at your pubes, it's still like letting your facial hair go. Sure, you could do it for an appearance appeal statement, or just because you feel like letting yourself go, but it's still a reflection of the mood that you are in.
Yeah, I guess. Or
Yeah.
just, it could mean you're too busy.
It says something about you, which I guess most things do.
But, like, does it say if you're clean or unclean? Like, there's that whole, like, stigma around that. Like,
Yeah.
are you cleaner if you shave, or...
I think there's there's definitely, in my opinion, a stereotype around
Yeah.
that. But I also think that there's a little bit of merit. I think there's always that chance that someone who doesn't, keep themselves kept is maybe dirty. But it doesn't. By no means does it mean they're dirty. In no means should you assume that. But I would say,
exactly.
I would say that it's a characteristic among dirty people that they probably don't keep themselves as well kept. Just statistically speaking. In no way should you make an assumption about it, but that's maybe just the case, And then the final quote.
Okay.
I love the final quote. This is the best final quote I think I've ever had.
I'm so excited.
I'm tempted to actually mention the name. He never said that I couldn't.
No, don't mention that name.
Probably shouldn't. There's a lot of
Don't do
repercussions that he might be upset about, considering who else has quoted from us. But we'll get into that another time. My friend here said, and I'm reading this verbatim, so please forgive me. As a male with no sexual partner, I don't find shaving my pubes necessary. If I was in a relationship, I'd ask my partner their opinion on pubes. If they think it's gross, you best believe that shit is being shaved off. Putting myself in the shoes of a woman, I would probably shave constantly if I was a woman, just for hygiene purposes, not for sexual appeal. As a man, in my personal opinion, female pubes is fine. It will not make me think, damn, can't fuck that woman now, she has a bush. No, like, I'm going to fuck whether or not it is shaven. I can get shaving it, though, for all the benefits and the mental psych, but I can't be bothered, though I am overly hairy down there.
I know who, like, said this quote.
Right?
And, like, I'm imagining them saying it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Just kind of like, they're like general gestures that they do their thing.
So
I find that very interesting, especially the part about women shaving for cleanliness, but that he's okay with women who don't shave, but he's not going to shave. But women should or do shave for cleanliness. Like, it's, whoa, where are we?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And I should mention about both of those two final quotes. They are both virgins. They're both the same people who gave me quotes
man,
for
the
the virgin
virgins.
episode.
I fucking hate virgins.
And
We should build a wall and put them on the other side.
and the guy who just gave me that quote has never shaved his pubes in his entire life.
Oh my god.
And he's our age.
Do you think he could, like, send us a picture?
No.
I'm, like, really curious.
He's the one who's seen my dick. I don't want to see his dick.
I
will give you his phone number.
I don't even want to see the dick. I just want to see the bush. I just want to see how bad it is.
You know, if he's never shaved,
just
you might
cover
not
his
see
dick.
the dick.
Oh my god. It's
I
like,
can give you his number and you can ask him for a dick pic.
but, like, is his dick big? Do you know? Is it small?
Well, if we're going to get into that, I should mention that he has expressed to me that he has a small penis.
Okay, so if his hair was really long, I guess maybe.
He said it was around 4 inches.
Some
So
guys say that they shave in order to make their penis look longer or bigger.
Oh, yeah, totally.
I love how you did that. You're like,
it
oh,
looks
yeah,
so much
okay.
bigger when I'm like not, hairy.
Really?
It's
Really?
insane.
Is that
Yeah.
like a thing? It just looks like so much smaller? When,
Yeah,
is it just
honestly,
like that's
yeah.
just how much hair you have?
It really does.
That's so fucking disgusting.
I don't know. It's so weird. It's like you give an inch, you take an inch. So.
Is it really like that noticeable, like an inch difference, or?
When I'm like, well, I keep my if I'm like regularly keeping myself trimmed, no. But if I like let myself grow out, which I'll probably do maybe once a year, just if I get into a shitty mood or it's around Christmas and I hate life or something like that, just some stupid excuse, right?
Gotta keep it warm.
Right. Like if and then after like that small period of letting it grow out just because I'm a fucking bum, yeah. Honestly, I'm like, wow, this looks really different.
Yeah, right.
Like I go from like being depressed to like suddenly happy with myself again. Or
yeah,
something.
like you have your shit together, you feel so much better about yourself.
Right.
It's like, wow, I didn't know life could be this great. This is amazing.
Yeah. So it's like, and again, that's totally a recommendation. If you want your dick to look bigger, just make sure that you're shaven. So maybe that's why he thinks he has a small penis, because he's never seen it when it was actually, I guess, of a decent size, because he's always been hairy at that point.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, you would feel so good about yourself, maybe, if you shaved and just like, it looked a little bit bigger, and then you could maybe bone a couple people.
I did tell him his first sexual experience, he's gonna like take his pants off, and she's just gonna get up and walk away with no words.
Because of the hair?
Yeah, probably.
I'm interested to see how hairy he is down there. But you said you haven't seen it, so like.
I have not, but I can only assume.
Could you ask him?
It's come up in conversations before.
Well, just ask him. Just casually say, so, like, if you could measure the hair, how long would it be?
He did.
Oh, he did.
We have done that before. The hair measured out to just over 3 inches.
I need a ruler. Fuck.
That's long, Mia.
I can't hold on.
My beard doesn't get 3 inches.
Here, wait. Let me make
I wish
sure.
it did, but it doesn't.
3 inches. Oh, fuck. That's long.
Right?
Like, okay, so I see now. If it was 3 inches and he thinks he's 4, oh, wow. That's like the head of the penis, maybe.
Yeah.
It, like, pokes out. How long do you think yours is? Your hair.
Oh. Right now?
Yeah, I mean, no, like, natural.
Oh, well, I guess it depends. I've never gone to 3 inches.
I've measured my hair.
Yeah, I've maybe, off the top of my head, maybe my hair's been at 2 inches at my worst.
Okay.
Regularly, I keep it at or below like 1/4 of an inch because scissors.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, that's a nice trim. I'm at 0 inches.
It's probably a better trim, honestly.
Oh, I try my best, you know?
I'm sure it's higher in the polls.
I really do. Speaking of polls, regardless of the election that's happening tomorrow, and the suicide pact that I have partaken in, that was a joke. Please do not kill yourself. I ran 2 polls on Twitter about a shaving down there, and some people participated because they're awesome. And so one of the polls said, do you shave down there or not? 70% of people said yes. Yes, I do shave down in my vajayjay or wee-wee area. And 30% of people said, what? No. So there's that. And then I asked somewhere, there it is, do you like it when your partner shaves or nah? 73% of people said shaves. And 27% said, nah. So it looks like the overwhelming majority of people on my Twitter, of the 10 to 11 people that participated, prefer shaven. But of course, most of those people are younger, they're my age. We see differences in older generations and older people just in general because I think we're really like the first generation to just be so adamant about shaving. I don't know, like
Ron Jeremy.
Ugh, can we not?
Comes full circle.
I just keep thinking of him, and it's like.
I have to look him up young again.
Listen, I know we have an episode titled Ron Jeremy, right? But like, and I have mad respect for the dude, and he can eat pussy really well. But listen, he is so hairy, and it like doesn't help now that like the top of his head is balding, but he's got like shoulder length hair. So he has like that. It's just weird. Ron, this is a message from the self-proclaimed sexpert Mia Renee Cole to you, porn star. Please speak to my friend Donald J. Trump and look into a toupee. And make it with your own personal body hair by shaving the rest of your fucking body and making it into a wig. Or donating it to cancer.
I wonder how much money he could get for his hair. And what
I don't
would
think
fetch a higher
people are
price, his head or his
interested
dick?
in his hair. Yeah, exactly. Like, he made money off of his, like, penis pump thing, right? So, like...
No. Austin Powers. Even.
Yeah, that's what I always think of. I love Austin Powers, and he's supposed to be really, hairy. They like play off that hairiness. Anyway, guys, we are going to get going. Thank you for joining us for our first mini episode. What do you want our next mini episode to be on? And we will get quotes. I was thinking a good mini episode would probably be quotes from people about small dicks. We can of course do fuller episodes like on these topics, but just gathering cool little quotes like this and just kind of just talking about it, being chill, I like it. And it can help us bring you more content. And it's easy to edit, except when Mason name drops and I have to edit it out. Everyone, have a good day. Hopefully the election doesn't completely kill you. And remember, as always, stay sexy.